Hello, am I recording? I'm recording. I'm doing this show in my living room again. I'm watching Interstellar. Had some shit to write about, so I thought I'd do it. Today just so happens to be 420 does not mean that's why I'm making a show. I don't even think I blazed any. Um, Interstellar. Got me thinking. My little boy said something too. Hit me pretty good. Said we're pretty small. And I thought it's cool to see my brain at a young age working. And you know how dumb and little I knew. And and I thought, when he said that, I thought it's relative, boy. These bodies are, the bodies are small, and the mind is vast. Now let me leave, Merv. That's a badass part right here. Now let me leave, Merv. Fucking Matthew McConaughey, huh? Woo, man. Forgives me. And we got to talking about, I guess, like universe, multiverses, and shit like that. And I told him I think it's kind of small now. I think that's small to start to be thinking like that. And real Marvel E too. It's like I don't know, especially from a kid's point standpoint, it's what it's gonna be. Lose position, thumbs edge. About to start rolling some joints with this little machine. It's too much. Too many joints I want to roll just to do it by hand. And I don't roll joints that good. So thinking about it, I started telling him, I'm this age now, and things getting a little clearer. Don't ask me to explain it to anybody. Just meaning, like it's just getting okay to be alive. A lot of people be all, fucking bummed out about being alive, or even maybe not bummed out. To the ones who not bummed out, I said it once, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. If you ain't on my thing of thinking the way I think, if you're a young dumb punk kid who wants to like criticize and all that shit, I'm not the one. I'm not the one you want to listen to, and I'm not talking to you. I'm only talking to people who like to listen and want to listen and want to get feedback to what I was talking about. Okay, so a kid thinks of life the way they think about it. And sometimes, most of the times, we remember, like being a kid, it was small potatoes what we were thinking about, especially now. If you've been through shit and wondered and guessed or wondered why you're alive and shit like that. I've been on a new thought of like the people I come into contact with. What if they're their own universe? Their mind is their own universe, and each one that we come into contact with is a reincarnation on our earth, on our universe. So like let's say you the listener, this is your universe, right? You're listening to me and it's actually your voice that you're listening to. But on my end, I'm a universe. And once before we talked either on mine or on yours, and I got to get reincarnated here with you on your universe, your planet. And if that's the case, all of those universes, that means that the God who created or whatever created us, and we're getting to communicate and be into contact with each other. But ultimately, there's an infinity of it, right? There's supposed to be a God, and they say, what if God's looking for His end? That question right there is kind of what had me thinking because my son said something like that. Well, maybe that's why He created infinity, so He can just keep going back and forth without fucking going insane, thinking He's alone. And then in that thought of infinity being its own being, my son said, what about other beings, like alien beings and species and shit like that? Well, then it just starts over as to maybe that being its own universe, a civilization of universes. so to speak. Because what if the universe in itself is a person, and then he meets a universe, and then they have all those universes in a world, like on Earth, except they know that they're universe. I mean that they're infinity. So infinity, that universe of infinities, would have a God too. One that grows better every moment. Infinitely complex. They have access to infinite time. I jumped pretty hardcore and high on it real quick because I had a little bit more to say. But in the gist of it, it was that. Let me make sure I turn this TV down before. That's all y'all got. Before y'all get is watching fucking Interstellar movie. Then I also think too, like tech. What is AI? What if AI is what if AI is a bridge to each universe, like our telephones, our Earth telephones, so to speak? But that AI has a universe too, and has a God and a infinity, and wants answers too. Hmm. Good thoughts. Let me pause on that thought, I guess. All right, we still going? Well, when I was little, I was able to hear a song for the first time and know how the beat went. Now, I think they got like a little explanation about that. I think I've seen theories about that, about how we were able to do that. It's because it's just a rhythm or a beat. Then I'll go for the ones who has deja vu often, or who comes across people and be like, "Oh, I feel like I met you before." Shit like that. When you do have those kind of feelings, those are the things I'm thinking of an infinity universe within a universe within a universe within our minds, within our bodies, and all that other crap. Or once you say, "I've lived this life before," that's why you have deja vu. So I was thinking about that being a replay. We're stuck in a replay. It'd be too small-minded or simple. Or if it's infinity, that means that we're able to remember this life. We just do it different every time, coming back around. Having me a drink. That's what you just heard for. I would like to talk about this on this one because if we're living this life over and over, but not living this life over and over, each time we go around, we get to do something different or live it different. Mm, mm, mm. Can I get a box Kleenex? Or like the manifestation or the matrix, all those fucking theories and things in between. How many times have you said that you thought about something first? Like, like when something comes out patent, have you ever been like, oh man, I thought about that a long time ago? I mean, if I'm the crazy only crazy one who's thought like that, then that's on me. But give it somebody has else have seen it or said it, or they said it before. And like I said, if I'm not talking to somebody who kind of doesn't, or maybe I'm talking in a way that nobody else can understand. Either way, wouldn't know how to talk about it. That's why I would want other people to talk about it with me. And how long is infinity? I had multiple times of having deja vu and seeing things. I had multiple times of seeing my children when I was younger. How many times have I lived this life or we lived this life? And if it's not like that, what can it be? I'm gonna end it on that note. I'm gonna go ahead and just read what I did right majority of the way. I said most of that in the beginning, reincarnating into one of those minds came across. Yeah, I thought that was pretty badass. Maybe the minds that are vast that come back around are teaching us new things as we're about to go back into that position they're in right now. So minds far, far away, or maybe badass beings that give us things today. You know, like our Einsteins and Teslas and shit like that. People like that, I mean. And then after that, a civilization of infinities. Because if he got to the end and couldn't find it, it would make sense to create us. To over and over witness the emotions, secrets, and all it was creating, and what it was created for. What happened when it met another infinity? Yeah, that civilization of infinities, an infinity universe. I wonder what infinity universe calls its universe. Because by that point, he should be smart enough to know that if he's infinity and he's living in an infinity universe, what does he call his infinity? All right, y'all get at me anytime. Holler at me. Hope y'all like this one.